So hello there grade 6 pupils, I am teacher Raymore and welcome to my YouTube channel. So for this video lesson, we will be discussing about addition and subtraction of simple fractions and mixed numbers without regrouping. So this will be our first video lesson and your first lesson for this quarter. So let's start. So at the end of this video lesson, you are expected to add and subtract simple fractions and mixed numbers without regrouping. So yung first week na lesson po natin dito sa Math 6 is about addition and subtraction. And then, nakahati siya sa dalawa. Yung una is without regrouping. And then, yung pangalawa naman is with regrouping. So, separate video lessons po sila. Anyway, magkasunod naman po silang may upload. So, yun lang po. Umpisahan na po natin ang ating discussion. So, let's have the first lesson. So, yung ating lesson for this week is divided into 3 lessons. So, yung lesson 1 and 2 is i-discuss po natin sa ating video lesson. And then, yung lesson 3, it has something to do with regrouping. So, ganun pa rin. Addition and subtraction of fractions and mixed number. Kaya lang, with regrouping na po yung ating lesson. So, let's have lesson 1. So, for lesson 1, we have addition and subtraction of similar fractions and mixed numbers without regrouping. So, I hope familiar pa kayo sa similar fractions. Ayan. So, yan po ang ating pag-uusapan ngayon. So, now, when can we consider that 2 or more fractions are similar fractions? So, 2 or more fractions are classified as similar fractions if and only if the denominators are alike. Sa madaling salita, kapag yung mga denominators ng ating mga fractions ay magkakatulad, considered po sila as similar fractions. So, tinitignan lang po natin yung mga numbers na nasa ibaba. Okay. Kapag pare-pareho po yung mga nasa ibaba, they're considered as similar fractions. Examples of similar fractions are 3/8 and 5/8. Ayan, as you can see, the denominators 8. Ayan, kaya similar fractions po sila. And then what else? 2/15, 7/15, and 14/15. As you can see, pare-pareho po yung denominator which is 15. So, yun lang po ang similar fractions. So, after defining what are similar fractions, let us now proceed to our main discussion, which is addition and subtraction of similar fractions. So, in adding similar fractions, just simply add the numerators and copy the denominator. So, since pareho lang po sila ng denominators, so, ang gagawin lang po talaga natin is i-add yung mga numerators. Ito po yung mga numbers na nakasulat sa itaas ng fraction bar. On the other hand, in subtracting similar fractions, subtract the numerators and copy the denominator. So, ang pinagkaiba lang po ng process nila is yung operation. So, dito naman sa subtraction of similar fractions, we'll just simply subtract the numerators and copy the denominator. Take note, reduce the resulting fraction in lowest term if applicable. So, given na po yan, kailangan po nating i-consider na nilo-lowest term or sinisimplify po natin yung ating mga sagot. Like for example, if our answer is 3/6, this is not our final answer. We have to simplify 3/6. How do we simplify fractions? This is by getting the greatest common factor. In this case, the GCF or the greatest common factor of 3 and 6 is 3. So, we have to divide both numerator and denominator by 3. Therefore, the lowest term of 3/6 is 1/2 or 1/2. So, ang considered lang po or accepted na sagot is 1/2. Kasi kapag sinulat po natin final answer is 3/6, that is considered wrong. Now, let us add similar fractions using modeling. So, kapag modeling po ang ating pinag-uusapan, we are using figures. Like for example, circles, squares, rectangles. So like for example, number 1, 2/9 plus 5/9. So as you can see, similar fractions po sila. Pag tumitingin tayo ng mga fractions, kung similar sila, agad po nating titignan is yung mga denominator. In this case, pareho po sila ng denominator na 9. That is why considered as similar fractions sila. So using model, ayan. So rectangle po ang gagamitin natin. So yung una natin, fraction is 2/9. So ayan, as you can see, yung ating rectangle is divided into 9. And then yung shaded portion niya, yung shaded part is yung first 2. Okay. So ayan, kasi 2/9. Plus, yung second na fraction natin is 5/9. So same. Kailangan po nating i-divide yung rectangle into 9. And then yung shaded portion niya is 5. Yung yellow, ayan. Kasi po, yung given po natin is 5/9. So, since similar fractions po sila, i-add lang po natin yung numerators nila. Okay. So, dito tayo sa models natin. So, meron tayong dalawang shaded portion. Tapos, i-add natin yung 5 shaded portion. Kapag pinag-add po natin yun, we'll have 7. Kaya, yung sum po natin is 7 po yung naka-shade out of 9. Therefore, 2/9 plus 5/9 is equal to 7/9. And then, we cannot simplify 7/9 because it is already simplified. So, wala na po kasi tayong common factor aside from 1. So, yan na po yung ating final answer. Next, we have subtraction of similar fractions through modeling. So, ganun pa rin naman po yung process po natin. Okay. Using rectangles pa rin, kaya lang, we will subtract na. So, like for example, we have 9/10 minus 4/10. So, as you can see, similar fractions sila. Pareho po sila ng denominator na 10. Yan. Yung first natin, yung ating minwend. So, yung minwend po natin dyan is 9/10. And then, the one that is being subtracted, yun po yung subtrahend or subtrahend. So, ayan, 9/10, yung first rectangle po natin is divided into 10 equal parts. And then, yung 9 po, yun po yung shaded portion or shaded part. Minus 4/10. Ayan, yung pangalawa, yung ating subtrahend. Tandaan, yung midwend natin yung una. Yung pangalawa is yung subtrahend. So, yan naman po is 4/10. So, ganun pa rin naman yung ating process. So, subtract lang po natin yung ating mga numerators. So, 9 minus 4. As you can see, yung 9, babawasan mo ng 4, magiging 5 na lang po yung shaded portion. Imbis na dumagdag, mababawas kasi nga, subtraction po. And then, our answer is 5/10. And then, yung 5/10 is pwede pa po nating i-simplify dahil ang kalahati po ng 10 is 5. And then, or yung GCF or greatest common factor of 5 and 10 is 5. So, kapag dinivide po natin both numerator and denominator by 5, we'll get 1/2. So, that will be our final answer. As you can see dito sa ating final answer using model. So, ayan. Yung 10 nahati po sa gitna. Yung 5 shaded portion. Yung 5 naman hindi. That is why 5/10. Yung saktong kalahati. Now, what about addition of similar fractions through number sentence? Like for example, 7/15 plus 2/15. So, in this case, kailangan po natin i-follow yung steps in adding similar fractions. First step, write the given. Ayan. Sulat lang natin yung given natin. 7/15 plus 2/15. So, ayan yung step 1 natin. Naisulat na natin yung given. Next, add the numerators and copy the denominator. So, i-add lang po natin yung numerators. Yun pong 7 and 2. So, 7 plus 2 will have 9 over 15 kasi we have to copy the denominator. Next, reduce the fraction to lowest term if possible. So, ito yung sagot natin, 9 over 15. So, rewrite lang natin dito, 9 over 15. So, what is the GCF of 9 and 15? So, the GCF of 9 and 15, so pwede tayong gumamit ng continuous division kung nalilito tayo. Pero kung kaya naman natin siyang i-determine or malaman mentally, kasi kabisado natin, pwede naman. So, in this case, the GCF is 3. So, we divide both numerator and denominator by 3. So, 9 divided by 3, we have 3. 15 divided by 3, we have 5. Therefore, the lowest term or the simplified form of 9 over 15 is 3/5. So, our answer here is 3 over 5 or 3/5. So, let's now proceed to subtraction of similar fractions through number sentence. Like, for example, we have 7 over 8 minus 5 over 8. So, again, similar fractions pa rin po sila. So, the first step is write the given. So, 7, 8 minus 5 over 8. Second step, subtract the numerators and copy the denominator. So, 7 minus 5, we have 2, and then over, copy the denominator, 8. So, our answer is 2 over 8. Now, let us have the third and final step, which is reducing the answer to lowest term. So, 2 over 8 can still be simplified by getting the greatest common factor. So, sulat lang natin dito, 2 over 8. So, the GCF or the greatest common factor of 2 and 8 is 2. So, we'll divide both numerator and denominator by 2. Now, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Over 8 divided by 2, we have 4. Therefore, our answer is 1/4. So, 7 over 8 minus 5 over 8 is equal to 1/4. So, let us now proceed to adding mixed numbers. So, let's have the example. So, add 6 and 2 over 15 plus 4 and 8 over 15. So, mixed numbers is a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. So, whole number, ayan, nakikita nyo, 6 and 4. And then, yung mga proper fractions, 2 over 15 and 8 over 15. So, proper fractions kapag mas mababa yung numerator kesa sa denominator. So, let's have the first step. Write the given. Kasulat lang po natin, 6 and 2 over 15 plus 4 and 8 over 15. So, mag-a-add tayo vertically. Next, add the similar fractions and then the whole numbers. So, based dito sa kanyang second step, add the similar fractions. So, 2 plus 8, kasi similar fractions naman sila, we have 10 over 15. Just copy the denominator. Next, add the whole numbers. 6 plus 4, we have 10. So, our answer is 10 and 10 over 15. Step 3. Reduce the answer to lowest term if applicable. So, ganun po yung tatandaan natin. Kapag na-add natin, na-multiply, na-subtract, na-divide, tatandaan po natin yung last step na kailangan po natin gawin is simplify. Pero kung simplified na yung answer natin, no need to simplify. So, kaya nga po natin chine-check. So, in this case, the GCF of 10 and 15 is 5. So, we have to divide both numerators and denominators by 5. So, copy lang natin yung whole number. So, 10 divided by 5, we have 2. And then 15 divided by 5, we have 3. So our answer is 10 and 2/3. Nakasimplify na po. So let's have subtracting mixed numbers. So subtraction of mixed numbers, let us have the following example. 15 and 19 over 24 minus 9 and 13 over 24. So first step, write the given. So sulat lang po natin yung given. We have 15 and 19 over 24 minus 9 and 13 over 24. Next step, subtract the similar fractions and then the whole numbers. So sa similar fractions muna tayo, 19 minus 13, we have 6 over 24. And then 15 minus 9, we have 6. So our answer is 6 and 6 over 24. Now, for the last step, reduce the answer to lowest term if applicable. So we have to simplify 6 over 24 simply because they have greatest common factor, which is 6. Their greatest common factor, or GCF, is 6. So we have to divide 6 to both numerator and denominator. Now, let us copy 6, the whole number, and then 6 divided by 6, we have 1. 24 divided by 6, we have 4. So our final answer is 6 and 1/4. Now, let us proceed to the next lesson. Addition and subtraction of dissimilar fractions and mixed numbers without regrouping. Okay, so yung lesson 1 po natin is about addition and subtraction of similar fractions. Ngayon naman, dissimilar fractions. What about similar fractions? If the denominators of two or more fractions are not alike, then the fractions are dissimilar. So on the other hand, kapag yung ating mga denominators ay magkakaiba, considered po sila as dissimilar fractions. So kapag pare-parehong numerator, hindi na po natin pwedeng sabihin na similar fractions sila. It's because we are looking only on the denominators of the fractions, of the given fractions. Hindi natin kina-consider yung mga numerators. So examples of dissimilar fractions are 1 over 6 and 7 over 9. As you can see, 1 over 6, the denominator is 6. 7 over 9, the denominator is 9. Next, 8 over 11, 15 over 23, and 32 over 45. So magkakaiba po yung kanilang mga denominator. So in adding and subtracting dissimilar fractions, there are several strategies that we can use. So like for example, the first strategy that I will be discussing is through modeling or illustration. This is by using rectangles, circles, so figures. So let's have the first example. So add 1/2 plus 1/5. As you can see, these fractions are dissimilar because they do not have the same denominator. So what are the steps in adding dissimilar fractions using models? So step number 1, draw two rectangles as shown below. So bakit two rectangle? It's because we have two fractions that are being added. So ayan. Ayan po. Yung unang rectangle natin, intended po siya para dun sa 1/2. And then yung second rectangle naman natin is para dun sa 1/5. Next step, number 2. Divide the first rectangle into 2 equal parts and then the second rectangle into 5 equal parts. Then put them together. So yung una nating rectangle, hatiin daw po natin sa dalawang parts, 2 equal parts. Bakit sa dalawa? It's because 1/2. Ayan. So yung denominator po kasi, yun po kasi ang magde-decide kung ilang hati meron sa isang figure. Okay, so in this case, 1/2, dalawa po yan. Next, yung pangalawa naman po, 1/5 is 5 hati, 5 equal parts. And then, kapag nag-add tayo using these models, yung figure natin, hindi po sila pareho ng posisyon ng pagkakahati. So, yung una po, yung 1/2, as you can see, nahati po siya vertically, patayo. And then, yung pangalawa naman, yung 1/5, pahiga, horizontally. And then, yung last step natin doon is we have to put them together. So, ayan, yung sagot po natin is ito. Pinagsama po natin yung 1/2 and 1/5. So, wala pa po tayong shaded portion dyan. So, yan lang. Pinag-combine natin yung figure. Third step. Shade 1/2 of the first rectangle and 1/5 of the second rectangle. So, ayan. Yung first rectangle natin, isa-shade natin siya ng isa. Yung shaded portion niya, blue. Ayan, as you can see. And then, sa pangalawa naman, yung rectangle natin, yung 1/5, ganun din. Shinade natin siya sa pinakailalim. Okay. Next. Since pinagsama po natin yung yung mga rectangles, ayan po ang magiging itsura. So, yung first rectangle po natin kanina, ayan, dahil pinagsama nga natin, mapapansin nyo, nahati po siya sa 10 parts. And then, yung ditong portion na po na ito is shaded siya kasi kalahati. Okay, so ayan. And then, yung pangalawa nun po is 1/5. So, ayan. As you can see, itong portion na to ay ayan, dalawa. So, dahil pareho na po sila ng pagkakahati, ang gagawin lang po natin sa sagot is pagsasamahin lang po. Okay. So, dito sa ating final answer, kung mapapansin nyo, 7 yung shaded portion. So, bilangin natin kung tama. Dito po tayo sa first rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yan. Kitang-kita pa rin naman po dyan na 1/2 siya. Next, sa second rectangle naman po natin, we have 1 and 2. Kitang-kita pa rin naman po dyan na 1/5 siya. Okay. So, kailangan lang natin pakita na pareho sila. And then, sa ating sagot, napapansin po natin, pinagsama sila. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kaya po, yung final answer po natin dito is 7/10. So, write the number sentence. Ayan. 1/2 plus 1/5 equals 7/10. So, yung 1/2 po natin, kamukha lang po siya ng 5/10, yung kanina. Plus, yung 1/5, kamukha lang po siya ng 2/10. So, 5/10 plus 2/10, that is equal to 7/10. So, this will be our final answer since hindi na po natin pwedeng i-lowest term. So, using the same strategy, but in this case, we are going to discuss subtraction of dissimilar fractions. So, the example is, subtract 1/3 minus 1/4. So, gagamitin lang po natin, susundan lang po natin yung steps natin kanina. Kaya lang dito, subtraction na. So, the first step, draw two rectangles as shown below. Kagaya ng ginawa natin kanina, dalawang rectangle. So, dito, dalawang rectangle din. One is for 1/3. Ito siya. And then, one is for 1/4. Second step, divide the first rectangle into 3 equal parts and the second rectangle into 4 equal parts. Then, put them together. So, ganun din ang gagawin po natin dito. So, divide natin yung first rectangle into 3 equal parts dahil nga 1/3. Okay. And then, 4 equal parts naman yung pangalawa dahil 1/4. So, ito siya. Yung una nating rectangle is 1/3. And then, ito naman, 1/4. Tapos, pagsamahin po natin yung dalawang figure na yan, ito po ang magiging itsura niya. Okay, kinombine po natin ilang parts na meron siya ngayon. We have 12. So, paano naging 12? Bilangin lang po natin. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Next, shade 1/3 of the first rectangle and 1/4 on the second rectangle. So, para makita natin na 1/3 and 1/4 nga talaga sila, syempre, kailangan may shaded part po sila. So, kagaya niyan. Dito, 1/3, isa yung shaded portion niya. And then, yung 1/4, ayan, ganun pa rin naman. Isa din ang shaded portion nila. Okay. So, and then, pinag-combine po natin sila. Ito ang magiging itsura nila. Ayan. So, as you can see, yung una natin, 1/3 pa rin naman po yan. Kaya lang, dahil pinag-combine natin yan, magiging 4/12 siya, kung mapapansin nyo. Anyway, 4/12 or 1/3, pareho lang po naman yan. Next, second, we have 1/4. So, as you can see, makikita nyo siya, parang 3/12. Anyway, 3/12, that is equal to 1/4. Pa rin naman. Now, dahil pinagsusubtract po natin, 4 minus 3, magiging 1 na lang po. Okay. So, our answer is 1/12. Final step, write the number sentence. Ayan. 1/3 minus 1/4 is equal to 1/12. So, yung 1/3 po natin, ito po yung 4/12 kanina. Minus yung 1/4, 3/12. So, 4 minus 3, that is equal to 1/12. Kaya po, yung final answer po natin is 1/12. So, let us now proceed to the next strategy. So, yung next strategy na ito talagang ginagamit talaga natin traditionally. So, using least common denominator or yung tinatawag nating LCD. So, let's have the given. Add 1/8 plus 2/5. So, as you can see, dissimilar fractions po sila. So, how do we add dissimilar fractions using LCD? Step 1. Find the LCM of the denominators of the given fractions. So, yung LCM, this is the least common multiple. Okay, so, yung denominators natin 8 and 5, pwede nating ilista, ayan, yung kanilang mga multiples. So, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, ayan. Next, for 5 naman, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So, as you can see, wala pa rin po tayong nakikitang LCM. Tuloy po tayo dito sa 40. We have 48, 56, 64, 72, and 80. Ayan, 10 na. Next, under 5, we have 30, 35, 40, 48, 45, it's not 48, it's 45, and then 50. So, may nakikita na po tayong LCM which is 40. Ayan, so yung LCD natin ngayon is magiging 40. Next, use the LCM as the common denominator. This is now called LCD or the least common denominator. Change the given fraction into its equivalent similar fractions. So, from 1/8, magiging, paano siya? So, yung step natin, yung 40 na denominator niya, i-divide natin sa denominator ng 1/8, which is 8. So, 40 divided by 8, that will become 5. And then, nakuha nating product, quotient, i-multiply natin sa numerator, which is 1. So, 5 times 1, we have 5. Next, For 2/5 naman, 2 over 5. So using the same steps, so 40 divided by 5, that is 8. 8 times 2 ngayon, we have 16. So as you can see, pareho na po silang fractions. 5 over 40 and 16 over 40. Now, add the new fractions just like adding similar fractions. So, yung mga nakuha po natin kanina, 5 over 40 plus 16 over 40. So, i-add lang po natin sila na parang similar fractions. Kung paano natin i-add yung similar fractions. Add natin parehong numerators and then copy natin yung denominator. So, 5 plus 16, we have 21 over 40. Ayan. So, yung answer natin is 21 over 40. And then, simplify the answer if possible. So, our answer is 21 over 40. So, ngayon mag-iisip tayo kung ano ba yung greatest common factor naman. Okay, GCF. So, wala po tayong ibang GCF dito sa mga numbers na yan, kundi 1. So, 21 over 40, this will be our final answer. So, ayan, simplified na kasi siya. Next, subtraction naman. So, we have 8 over 9 minus 5 over 6. Find the LCM of the denominators of the given fractions. So, LCM nung 9 and 6. So, 9 and then 6. Lista natin 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54. Ayan, yan muna. First 6. Next, for 6 naman, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. What is the least common multiple? The answer is 18. So, kahit na nakita natin parehong 36 meron sa multiples ng 9 and 6, kinukuha po natin syempre yung least, yung pinaka mababa. Therefore, the LCM is 18. Next step, use the LCM as the common denominator. This is now called LCD. So, ayan. Lista na natin yung mga fractions natin. 8 over 9 and then 5 over 6. Third step, change the given fractions into its equivalent similar fractions. So, dahil nakuha na natin yung LCD which is 18, pwede na nating i-change yung dalawang fractions into its equivalent similar fractions. Pareho dapat sila ng denominator. Now, 18 divided by 9, we have 2 times 8, the numerator, we have 16. 18 divided by 6, we have 3 times 5, 15. So, ayan, 16 over 18 and 15 over 18. Similar fractions na po sila. Now, subtract the new fractions just like subtracting similar fractions. So, yung nakuha po natin similar fractions kanina, we have 16 over 18 minus 15 over 18. So, dahil similar fractions na sila, we'll just simply subtract their numerators. 16 minus 15, we have 1 over 18. Next, final step, simplify the answer if possible. So, our answer 1 over 18 can no longer be simplified. So, this will be our final answer. Therefore, 8 over 9 minus 5 over 6 is equal to 1 all over 18 or 1/18. So, let us now proceed to adding mixed numbers without regrouping. So, let's have the example, 5 and 2/3 plus 2 and 1/9. So, yung first step natin dito is change the fraction parts by finding their LCD or the least common denominator. So, yung LCM ng 3 and 9, so lista lang natin yung mga multiples nila. Ayan. Kitang-kita naman na yung LCM natin is 9. Now, pwede na nating i-change yung mga mixed numbers into similar fractions. So, ayan. Paano natin gagawin yon? So, sulat lang natin yung mga given 5 and 2/3 plus 2 and 1/9. So, change natin into similar fractions. So, yung denominator pareho ay 9. So, 9 divided by 3, we have 3. Times 2, we have 6. Next, 9 divided by 9 is 1. Times 1, 1. So, ayan. Naging similar fractions na sila. Next, add the equivalent fractions. So, 6 plus 1, we have 7/9. Add the whole numbers. 5 plus 2, we have 7. And then, write the answer in simplest form. So, simplify daw natin yung 7/9. Kaya lang, wala na pong common factor yung 7 and 9 maliban sa 1. So, this will be our final answer. 7 and 7/9. So, final answer. So, for our last example, subtraction naman. So, 5 and 2/3 minus 2 and 1/9. So, pareho lang po sila ng given dun sa addition para makita natin ang pinagkaiba nila. So, yung LCM po natin is pareho pa rin 9. So, pwede na natin silang isulat ng ganito. Ayan. So, yung LCD is 9. And then, same steps. 9 divided by 3, we have 3 times 2, 6. Next, 9 divided by 9, 1 times 1, 1 pa rin. So, ayan. 5 and 6/9, tsaka 2 and 1/9. Yung 2 and 1/9, hindi naman siya nabago. So, subtract the equivalent fractions. So, 6 minus 1, we have 5/9. And then, subtract the whole numbers. 5 minus 2, we have 3. And then, write the answer in simplest form. Again, simplify 5/9, yung fraction natin. Kaya lang wala na pong common factor aside from 1. So, our final answer here is 3 and 5/9. Hindi lahat ng mga fractions ay kailangan pan-simplify. Okay, so kasi minsan talaga yung final answer nila is simplified na. So for our next video lesson, ito na po yung ating lesson 3. So for lesson 3, we have addition and subtraction of simple fractions and mixed numbers, this time with regrouping. So, kung paano yung with regrouping na yan, ipapaliwanag po natin yan sa ating susunod na video lesson. So, I hope meron kayong natutunan dito sa ating first video lesson for grade 6 mathematics. So, kung may mga tanong kayo, may mga hindi malinaw sa aking mga diniscuss, pwede kayong mag-comment sa ating comment box. So, hihintayin ko ang inyong mga comment. Maraming salamat sa panonood.